Today our topic is why Stoics emphasized virtue over success. The Stoics were ancient philosophers who believed that the most important thing in life is not success, money, or fame, but virtue. Virtue means living with good character, wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control. The Stoics thought that these qualities are the key to a good and happy life. They believed that external things like wealth or power are not in our control, but our own actions and choices are. They taught that we should focus on what we can control, which is our own behavior and mindset, rather than worrying about things we cannot control, like what other people think of us or whether we achieve success in the eyes of the world. Why? For the Stoics, success in the usual sense, like having a lot of money, a big house, or a high-status job, is not what truly matters. These things can come and go, and they do not define who we are. Instead, what defines us is how we act, how we treat others, and how we handle challenges. The Stoics believe that even if we lose everything, we can still be happy and fulfilled if we have virtue. This is because virtue is something that no one can take away from us. It is inside us, and it is up to us to develop it. One of the main Stoic philosophers, Epictetus, said that we should not be attached to things outside our control. He used the example of a cup. If you have a favorite cup, you should enjoy it while you have it, but you should also remember that it could break at any time. If it does break, you should not be upset because it was never really yours to keep forever. The same is true for success, money, or even relationships. We should appreciate these things while we have them, but we should not depend on them for our happiness. True happiness comes from within, from living a virtuous life. Another Stoic philosopher, Marcus Aurelius, was a Roman emperor, one of the most powerful men in the world at the time. But he did not let his power or success define him. Instead, he focused on being a good person and doing what was right. He wrote in his personal journal, which we now call Meditations, that we should always strive to be kind, fair, and honest, no matter what happens in our lives. He believed that even if the world is chaotic and unfair, we can still choose to act with integrity and virtue. This is what gives life meaning. The Stoics also believed that challenges and difficulties are opportunities to practice virtue. When things go wrong, we have the chance to show courage, patience, and resilience. Instead of complaining or giving up, we can choose to face our problems with strength and dignity. This is how we grow as people. The Stoics thought that suffering is not something to avoid at all costs, but something that can teach us important lessons. By facing our struggles with a good attitude, we become stronger and wiser. For the Stoics, virtue is more important than success because success is often based on luck or circumstances. You can work hard and still fail, or you can succeed without really earning it. But virtue is something that you earn through your own efforts. It is not about luck or external rewards. It is about being the best version of yourself, no matter what happens. This is why the Stoics said that virtue is the only true good, and everything else is indifferent. Indifferent does not mean that it is bad or unimportant, but that it does not determine our worth or happiness. The Stoics also believe that focusing on virtue helps us live in harmony with nature and the universe. They thought that everything happens for a reason, and that we are part of a larger order. By living virtuously, we align ourselves with this order and find peace. This does not mean that we should not try to achieve things or improve our lives, but that we should do so with the right mindset. We should aim to do our best, but we should not be attached to the outcome. If we succeed, we should be grateful but not arrogant. If we fail, we should accept it with grace and learn from it. In today's world, many people are obsessed with success. They measure their worth by their job title, their income, or their social media following. But the Stoics would say that this is a mistake. These things are not what truly matter. What matters is how we live our lives and how we treat others. Success can be taken away, but virtue cannot. If we focus on being good people, we will find a deeper and more lasting kind of happiness. The Stoics also taught that we should not compare ourselves to others. Everyone has their own path, and we cannot control what others achieve or how they live. What we can control is our own actions and choices. Instead of worrying about whether we are more or less successful than someone else, we should focus on becoming the best version of ourselves. This is not always easy, but it is worth it. When we live with virtue, we can look back on our lives with pride and satisfaction, knowing that we did our best and stayed true to our values. In conclusion, the Stoics emphasized virtue over success because they believed that virtue is the key to a good and meaningful life. Success is often based on things outside our control, but virtue is something we can always choose, no matter what happens. By focusing on being good, wise, and strong, we can find true happiness and peace. The Stoics remind us that life is not about what we have, but about who we are. If we live with virtue, we can face any challenge with courage and dignity, and we can leave a positive impact on the world. This is the true measure of a life well lived.